Good morning, folks. The most important thing in starting the day, stopping whatever else you're doing and have your first sip of coffee. Kind of feels like this ice cube's in here. I've been trying to get this started for so long. Anyway, folks, morning. Excuse me. It is 7:01 a.m., Saturday, August 26, 2017. So, feel a little rough, but one of my Black Panther spirit guides didn't want to let go of my intention talking. He's literally just saying, just fight, man. Fight to get this done. From here on in, it gets worse physically. This is going to be Coffee Talk with ETs and personal health. Whatever. It's just talking. Word popped into my head this morning. There's Dan and I got a free comatose ride to a ship last night. He used to say that, and on video people would say, wow, he's a nut. And it's been happening forever and ever. Doesn't mean when someone said it, it wasn't a lie, or they weren't confused. Something else happened, but it's been happening a lot. Excuse me, anyway. And it is true, like I've said, that some races, the Serpoians, they've had issues where they try and understand other people's anatomy, and they're very good at it, the bodies and everything, but they've done too many experiments on people, and lots of times they're dead using tissue to grow new beings from someone else's tissue, and it upsets some other, some of the people on planets, and you can understand that. Things need to be done with permission, and I've actually did a video about that. That will be the law, and it will happen in the future. Why? Because I know it's going to be made to happen. Let's just say I have personal involvement. It's the only thing that's right and fair. It's the only thing that's honorable. But they didn't know better. They didn't understand. They have a much better understanding now, but some people just leave dead bodies around. So, and I'm not putting the Serpoian people down, not at all. Everyone's so important. It's just understanding why something is. A lot of people say, well, it's my opinion, that can't happen. Wow, what a closed mind. Arrogance, ignorance, stupidity. When they see something and refuse to accept that it's real, especially when they see it a few times, that's stupid. Okay? You're making yourself stupid. It's a stupid maneuver. If you hit yourself in the head with a hammer and you say, damn it, that hurts, and you hit yourself in the head with a hammer again, is that not stupid? Okay? I work in a simple area. Okay? Simple works for me. So I've loved having overalls so long, but now I just feel, rough. Most of you, unless you just checking in for the first time, seeing what this goofy old man in overalls is talking about. I had a mild heart attack yesterday. I don't mean yesterday morning. I don't mean pain in my chest. I've had them for a while. Sharp pains. It was a good thing I was sitting down. Because if not, I would have been down on the ground. My face didn't fall into the keyboard, but my elbows were holding me up. So anyway, that was early in the morning. I don't know, might have been 10 or something. That's a strong thing. It affects you, and it left me weaker. It took away more of my body's strength. And it's part of me outside the body that did it to myself. I have health issues, but that's what's doing it. I gotta go. For someone who spent so much time running, 10Ks, half marathons, stuff like that, lifting weights and stuff all his life, it's just my body's messed up. So what? Things are happening for a reason. When someone says they're opinionated, hopefully they're using their feelings to develop a thought process. But you always need to keep your mind and heart, all your metaphysical abilities moving. Keep them open and flowing to continue to become yourself, okay? Excuse me, got away from that one thought without finishing it anyway. What I did want to tell you, excuse me. What I did want to tell you is that I got to say this first, and then we'll get to what I really want to mention. Excuse me. My kidneys are shot. My bladder still works okay, but the kidneys are shot. My liver's shot. Blah blah blah. But I have to, with the kidney issue, I have to get up and urinate about 6 to 12 times a night. I almost never got much sleep when I was young. About 4 hours, 5 hours I was kicking. It's been like that until a little while ago, recently. And when I say that, I mean I was like that 2016. Anyway, so I get up all the time, and when I get, taken up to a ship, not taken, just taken up to a ship, riding a taxi, whatever, they do it to help me. Nothing can grab a hold of me and do what they want. That's never been allowed. That happened it happened when I was a little baby, but after that, no. In 2008, it was easy to see who I was. My energy was out everywhere, and it was picked off. I've had the drug hanging around since about 2006. I have such a strong connection with them. Anyway, so they knew I had a heart attack. They have something on my heart, some type of device on my heart. It's a sensor, regulates pressure, flow. It regulates, it watches, it literally maps out the blood flowing through the heart. And it tells you how the pressure, the warmth, the pressure, temperature, flow, how much is flowing. Anyway, so they took us up there. They did some cleaning work in Deanna, and they did what they could for me, but there's not much to do. When we only have rocks for soup, you're only going to have rock soup. Anyway, I didn't even wake. I went to sleep at a decent hour, I guess, 12 something. And I didn't wake up till 5:20 something. That never happens. So when they have me up there, among other things, they empty out my fluids and stuff. So And it was the day before that, 2 days ago, that I was cranking up a real cool dude, and a gentleman named Gary. He and his wife are awesome. They're out in Spain right now. That's where they moved. He's retired. He's ex-military, but he's been through hard fighting, whereas I didn't. I spent a few years in there working in surgery, OR tech as a medic, then worked in surgery, and that's fun, hanging over people, you know, putting your hands in them sometimes. Army military training, Army training, medics and operating room technicians, it's much more hands-on than school, regular school. Anyway, so she when I was in the middle of doing a consult, at one point I leaned forward a little bit. If you look at this, well, can you see the chair? You can see the back of the chair, okay? That's underneath my shoulder, okay? And I leaned forward just for a minute, and then on my right shoulder on the back, you could feel the pressure, and a hand just go like this and sit there, and then it went away. And as soon as that happened, I said, "What the?" And then the first thing you do is like, "Did I touch something physical?" I said, "No, nothing can even reach me. Chair can't reach me, and the chair's not shaped like this either." But anyway, you know, the simple thing is what you always do. Like, what? You know, there's a conscious movement, and then I just relaxed, and I looked at her real quick, and I called Deanna in the middle of the consult, and I said, "Honey, look at it and see what happened." And she goes, she looks, and she was hesitating saying it, and she goes, I'm seeing it was Serenae. She goes, "Yeah." So it's a natural thing to hesitate. When you do this thing, you're waking up abilities that have been dormant all your life, and you've always been told they don't exist, and if they did exist, that you're wrong. So that had to be proven, and I proved that the hard way. Doesn't matter, I did. 2 different batteries of psychological groups, psychiatrists in them. Psychiatrists actually looked at my profiles, talked with them personally. So this guy's not nuts. He's unique in some ways, but he's not nuts. They're starting to understand there's more going on with the brain. You only use 10% of your brain. Bullshit. You use about 85%. It's just metaphysical energy. That's why they map energy going through the brain, because you're using it. It's like carbon dating. It's basically all we have, but it's completely off. Anyway, when you get farther away, it's completely off. So anyway, it looks like, and then as soon as I, just stopped, I said, "What?" And I said, "Oh, that was her." I felt it, and I said, "That's not my chair." And I said, I relaxed, I felt it, and then I saw her, but she was leaning over. They're so slender, okay, very thin. They're strong for their size, but they're not very strong. And she, not, they don't have quite the mass, but she's so cool. And she put pressure on me. I felt her hand. And they're not weak. I'm not saying they're weak, okay? But as thin as they are, they're very strong, is what I'm trying to say. And I could feel her love, right? She was right here, right next to me, kind of leaning over me a little bit. And I could feel her love, and it was the nicest thing in the world. She smiled, and she was kind of saying thank you. We talk to each other through frequencies. That's another thing, telepathy. Now, telekinetics, moving stuff around, forget it, folks. That ain't going to happen for you. Okay? You can use anti-gravitational devices. People use magnets to make it look like they're telekinetic with something, or, stuff on video. It's not true. Sorry. But anyway, okay, I got to run. She's coming in. Whether she comes in and says hi with me, or if I need to drop this body first and go home, it's still going to happen. It's going to happen right here in this house. Deanna's only got so much time she's going to be on this planet. She's got work to do, flying around on what you call the Drock, like a discovery ship, explorer type vehicle. It just goes out everywhere. Very powerful. Very powerful engines, very powerful armament for protection, very powerful weapons. You don't mess with the Drock. They are as old as I have had lives. That's how old the Drock race is. The second body I made, it was my spirit energy and that of Lily that we made the bodies on Gera. The energy that's in Essenite, the spirit that's in Essenite. And she's also in Star Essenite, of course. Anything Essenite that I call Essenite. Deanna, the rest of everybody, they know that. As soon as I get out of here, everyone's getting amped up. So, folks, gotta go. Love you, man. Have a good one.